Welcome to Geektopia. My name is Adam Carruthers, and within Geektopia, we've got lots of little sort of content channels, you could say. This is Geek Squad, where I'm joined by a series of friends, and we want you in the future to join as well to discuss a movie which is recommended by you, or maybe even a TV show as well. Give us a bit of time to enjoy whatever piece of content it is, and then we'll sit down and discuss. So we have Levy, who's slightly frozen on my feed right now. Hadis is okay. Zach is comically funny as per usual. Levy's still frozen. Chief Jantan, and finally Grumpy Carvin J giving me the heart sign. Oh, that's so nice of you. It's supposed to be a heart, right?
No, that's a Crip sign, bro.
Oh, okay. Crips. The Crips are there. Okay, let's talk about what we're discussing this week. It is a movie called Censor. I recommended it, although I hadn't seen it. I just read about it. It came highly recommended by the critics. It's in the 80s on Rotten Tomatoes for the critic score. So I thought, okay, let's give it a go since it's being so highly reviewed. It's done the film festival route and all of that. But films like this, you can see the discrepancy between a casual viewer and a professional film critic, because to be honest, didn't enjoy it that much. I did watch it quite late at about 4 a.m. I finished playing with Carvin and Zach, a video game, nothing else, yeah. And then I went straight into the movie, which is only about an hour and 20 minutes long. So I watched it very, very late. Wasn't the biggest fan. Carvin, what did you make of the movie? Did you enjoy it, or are you in the same boat as me?
No, I'm in the same boat as you. I mean, there was parts that I did enjoy, but there was the majority of it I was falling asleep. I understand why the critics found it good. I think it's because it mirrors what they do, right? Because they also have to watch every single movie and give a rating and stuff like that. So they're like, hey, I relate to this movie lah. So they give a good rating, I guess. And also the story layering is quite good. There's a lot of hidden stuff in there that you kind of look through and you kind of go like, oh, this is art, man. And the color, the way they shot it to be 80s. My wife walked in like 10 minutes into the movie and she's like, why are you watching an 80s B film? And I'm like, no, this is a brand new movie. She's like, how do they make it like that? And it's pretty good in that sense. But I mean, as far as the story goes, I'm not a big fan. It just made me fall asleep. I don't know why, but it was just like, okay, my story is so slow. Why?
Yeah, it was a bit sluggish. You look really confused with life right now, Zach.
I can't help it but to laugh at his reaction while you are talking about this movie.
That's what Zach does when he doesn't know what to say. He just goes,
No. Yeah, no lah.
First of all, I'd like to appeal to the higher power here and ban Adam from making future choices in the movie.
Wait. I'm going to interrupt you. Wait. Okay. Continue first.
Irregardless of how he has not seen it and still recommended it, he still looked it up. He's like, hey, the critics like it. It must be great. Hey, I want to share this with people. But you guys knowingly know that Zombitopia was like crap, and then still try to watch it, because I thought that was like solidarity. This is just pure torture, bro. I was like the entire time, please let the axe hit me for real. Let him gouge my eye with that little needle thing. Please. I don't you know what? If you ask me who the other characters were, I wouldn't know. I just know Enid. That's it. And you know what? I forgot the plot already. And you know what? I forgot who it was terrible. And I it's not that I don't appreciate like these like gore fest, right? I watched Cannibal Corpse, I watched Human Centipede. This was just like, hey, look at my life. Yeah.
But have you watched Don't Go into Church, Zach?
Yeah.
Don't Go in the Church.
And
no, I watched the halal version. Don't Go in the Mosque.
Oh.
What about the newly blonde Hadis? What did you make of the what color is that? What's the official name?
I think it's
Crystal Ash Hadis. Did you enjoy the movie?
I would say I enjoyed few dialogues of the movie, but I didn't enjoy the storyline. However, it did occur to me about like the topic of censorship. Like they at the beginning, like how they address that the movies do reflect people's life. I feel it's really like true, and that part of it did like sit with me of like we get influenced a lot by movies, and for like now that movies is very available for everybody to watch and all. So I felt that part of it that they try, like she keeps saying like they're trying to help people by reducing the crimes, the rape, that because what we see as if it's normalized, so once it's not censored or it become normalized, it's normal to commit this crime. So I did like felt that part of the movie, but the rest of the movie, I'm sorry to say, it was meh.
Yeah, true. What about from the filmmaker? Because Chief Jantan, the way I also viewed this movie, and maybe why it was slow, was it is billed as a horror movie, at least a psychological horror movie. But for me, at its core, it's a character study, and it's about the girl's mental stability, because by the end, she's completely fooled herself into her own reality and how she's viewing it and how everybody else views it. The way it intercuts with, she's actually kidnapped Alice Lee, but she's viewing it as a happy reunion. It's just a complete mental breakdown of this lady from a childhood trauma of losing her sister. That's what it is, really, when it comes down to it. What did you make?
Story was about.
Pretty much, it's a character study and a mental breakdown linked to childhood trauma, set in the 80s, beautifully set in the 80s, I think. That's one of the big, huge redeeming qualities. What did you make of it?
I mean, I felt that it was so sluggish. The pace was so slow. Like, I nearly fell asleep like a few times watching this movie. I mean, I understand where he was trying, where the director, I think it was a she or he, I'm not sure, was trying to go with this. I like the way they shot it with the 38mm and the 8mm, and the way they designed the set, the look of it. It really looks 80s. At first, when I didn't see the trailer or anything before I came in, I thought it was, wait, am I watching the right movie? Is this from the right? Is this from 2021 or is this from like 1980s? So that part was nice, but I feel like some of the story just went nowhere for me. Like, sure, they had a movie where she and the other guy reviewed, and then someone committed a murder. That's similar to whatever it came out, but then after that it went nowhere pretty much.
Levy, before we start recording, based on what I also said, that it's basically a character study on a lady who has a mental breakdown, although she ends up committing murder and all of that. So it's very much an extreme version. You said your favorite line in the movie to me, and you told Hadis, and I think it really speaks about what the film was about. Can you just repeat it?
Oh no, what was the exact line? I think you'll be surprised what your brain can edit out when you can't handle the truth, if I'm not mistaken. I don't know whether that's the exact line, but that's what the guy, her co-worker, told her about when he was going through the mother passed away and whatnot. So yeah, I guess that really symbolizes this whole movie, because it's also called Censor, and at the end she basically censored everything, the whole reality, and her life went into like her fiction, and the ending, it was basically based on the book that she saw in the record store, if I'm not mistaken, where they say where the world began, or the whole world began and stuff like that. So yeah, like the movie, it was slow. Yes, I didn't expect it to be that slow, and I like horror movies. And then when I saw the gory, I was like, oh, okay, cool, it's gonna have some gory thingy. I'm like, no, not really. It's just this girl that's reviewing it and whatnot. Like, I wanted to know more about the character. Maybe that's why I couldn't really pay attention that much towards the whole film.
Yeah, I don't think there's too much more that we can add to this movie, to tell the truth. It was short. It is it's a darling of the critics, but maybe not for the casual viewer. So it is what it is. I think we should give it a rating. Calvin?
5.
5?
5.
5.
5 because only for the art and for the art part of the movie, but apart from the story and everything, nothing else. So I say 5.
Happy Zach? Do you know how to count?
I think no, because I'm trying to remember. Jeez, wow.
For Zach, it's
I'm
So that is out
losing.
of 3.
I give it A. A.
Sorry, Zach.
I give it A out of 10.
8 out of 10.
Yeah.
Hadis, will you rate this higher or lower than Zombietopia?
I think I would rate it higher than Zombietopia, which my rating for this movie is 4.
4. Okay. Chief Jantan?
I will give it a 5 together with Kevin.
And finally, Levy?
I'll give it a 4.
4. I'm going to go with a 5 as well, just because, like I said, I'm a sucker. I'm an absolute sucker for anything of a retro vibe, and it just captures it so well. So we've sorted it for next week, as recommended by Levy. Yes, it's you. So introduce what we're going to be enjoying over the course of the next week.
Okay, next week we're watching Sweet Girl on Netflix with the Aquaman guy, Jason Momoa.
Oh, Game
Have-
of Thrones.
Have you watched it already?
Bits of it.
Did you like it?
I wasn't really paying attention, but I know how it ends.
Okay.
I know how it ends.
Okay. All right. Understood. As recommended by Levy, we can't hold you to fault too much if it's good or bad because you haven't fully watched it. Unlike Zombietopia.
Yes.
Zach,
Yes, Zach.
take note. That's it for next week. We want your recommendation as well, by the way. So just leave a comment down below and then you can get involved in a future episode of Geek Squad right here on Geektopia. Grumpy Carvin J, Chief Jantan himself, Puppy Zach, Hadis, of course, always a pleasure. I said thank you to Levy. I want to say thank you again. And for her recommendation for next week, my name's Adam Carruthers. Bye-bye for now.